Hey everybody, want to give you a quick video on how to cut foam board and the right materials to have. First of all, you want to have an X-Acto and the brand X-Acto, and the handle is a #1 X-Acto handle, and the blade is a #11 blade. Now the #11 blade comes two ways. It's the regular silver kind that, that's the most common type. And then the darker kind of extended life. The extended life are a little bit more expensive, but they do last a lot longer, and they stay sharper for longer. So when you start to cut, one of the things that I notice is when I grade these, I'll notice little snags and tears in the edge. And if I see that, I'll think two things. I'll think, one, maybe the blade is dull, or two, you're holding the X-Acto knife wrong. So I want to kind of acknowledge both of those things and take a look so you can get started cutting your foam board. Okay, that's if this works. Here's your foam board. This is all foam board isn't created equal, and if you end up going to like Walmart, or like a 99 or Big Lots or a 99-cent store, you'll see that the foam board is a little harder to work with because the foam is less dense and it tends to snag and tear easier. If you get the kind of foam board at Michael's or Blake's, it's a little bit denser and it doesn't snag and leave holes and stuff. So when you start to cut your foam board, one of the things you should know is that you should never hold it like this, and you should never sort of try to cut away from you, right? And if you're holding down the material with your hands, you want to make sure that you're not cutting near your fingers, because these blades can snap, they can twist, and every semester somebody cuts their finger, and usually it's two people. So to hold this correctly, you want to put the end of the knife kind of in the palm of your hand for support, and then your index finger, your pointer finger, your index finger should be right on this knurled edge, and I like to put it right on the back of the blade so I can sort of push down and it helps me guide it. By the way, I cut myself on a blender, not an X-Acto. Okay, so this is how it should go. When you actually cut, you want to make sure that the blade is, the handle of the knife is at about a 45-degree angle, right? So like if that's about a 45, should be about like that, and going across. If you get it too steep, you'll snag the foam, and if you get it too shallow, it'll take several cuts to get through, and it'll probably, you'll probably miss track, and little slices will come off. So it's better, you want to put some force into it, but it should be at a 45-degree angle. To do that, you might have to kind of arrange yourself so that, if we're at school on the tables, you have to kind of stand up, right? But the idea is to put the force starting from your shoulder into your elbow. So when you actually pull, you're actually pulling, with your whole shoulder. So let's try it. like that. So that's about right. So what I want you guys to do is to practice cutting. You know, you can use a ruler if you want to use, if you want straight lines, you know. So let's try that. That wasn't straight. You can also start to practice cutting curved lines. Like so. So you'll see that it took one pass to make a cut like that. And that just comes with practice. So, you know, at first it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, cuts, and then it'll be 2. And then you'll get it down so that you just make one cut and, some, you know, and actually it's usually like one cut and then another little cut, you know, to get it to fall off. So that's how to cut foam board. When you start to like compose, I'd recommend that all these little pieces that fall off and that are extra, save them, right? And, you know, if you're like me, I'll save them by shape, you know. I'll have like, okay, straight pieces there, you know, curved pieces here, you know, rectangles and triangles, you know, here. And I'll just have sort of almost like a little library of pieces. So when you start to compose, you can take the pieces, put them together. Another thing to remember is that this is, you know, the name of the game is volume, right? And we're starting from a 2D perspective, and then we're building up. And so when you stack pieces like that, this is considered a volume. And this is what I want you to focus on for your first project. Volume, 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 right? If, you know, if you were to make something like a little house, you know, something like that, that's not a volume, that's an enclosed volume, right? If you made like a stack, but, you know, it was sort of like, yikes, you know, every other piece, that's an implied volume, right? So, you know, it's not an actual physical volume, you're implying a volume. Implying volume is the second project. Also, when you have pieces like this, this reads as a volume in this configuration, but if you fan them out, which you're allowed to do, but it reads as more like a terrace, you know, like steps. And that's not, you know, it's the same amount of mass, but it doesn't read as volume. So this should read as volume. Okay, so that's it. That's just the basic cutting things. You'll, you might get into situations where, oh, it's like, I need a curve or circle. And what you can do is, you know, if you need a circle, you can kind of get a square and kind of round it off a little bit. And then you can get sandpaper and sand it down to whatever kind of round or circle shape that you want. All right, so this is just the short sort of beginner video. If you need help and technical questions, you know, contact me on Hangouts or come by the office hours. Right, and see if this works. All right, so I will see you guys in class.